Hey, what's up, YouTube? My name is Jesse. I go by the Veteran Flipper on YouTube, and I actually just stepped into the garage right now. That wasn't just a fake entry. I just got done eating my breakfast. Happy belated Veterans Day to all the veterans out there, by the way. I know I didn't post a video yesterday on Veterans Day, but today is Wednesday morning, by the way. I got some really awesome sales going out today. A few of them are electronics. We're not going to talk about those because that's for a different video. I'm making a video specifically on electronics coming out soon on a deal that I made, but I got some really awesome sales going out today. One of them is huge, very huge item, and then I have my biggest sale that I had yesterday, surprisingly wasn't even on eBay. This first sale right here, this was not part of the electronic buy. That's why we're talking about this little Panasonic boombox. I don't like to do like a picking video where I show what I picked up and what it sold for, and then I also made a what sold video, because then you're kind of like, you're getting the same solds in two different videos. I don't like to do that. That's why we're not going to talk about those electronics over there. Those really awesome sales over there. That's for another video. This one right here, I picked this up at the Goodwill for $14. $14 is what I paid for this. Brought it home, did not work. It was not in good working condition. I don't remember what was wrong with it. Maybe the cassette didn't play, whatever it was. But it was not in good working condition. Otherwise, in the box, and I think even with the instructions, this would have won for a lot more money. I think that probably would have sold for like $60, $70 or something like that. Maybe even more, but it was not in good working condition. I realized that it wasn't working. I think once you realize something's not working right, you can ask yourself how you want to approach something. You could either, one, try to bring it back to the thrift store if they have like a 24, 48 hour window, or you could try to sell it as is. I usually sell things as is. Actually, every time I sell things as is, I usually don't ever bring anything back to the thrift store. I may have once or twice, but usually that's why I try to pick it up at a price where I don't bring it back. Because when I used to do my thrift routes, it was never practical to bring back an electronic within the return window. And I've had people actually comment plenty of times and said, hey, why didn't you bring it back? Or, you could have returned it, or this. I'm not going out of my way to drive half hour, 40 minutes to return an item. And really, when you think about it, the time that you spend into testing an item and determining that it doesn't work, you would have did that regardless if it was in good working condition or not good working condition. So therefore, your time is already the same amount of time that you have tied up on an item. It's the same regardless if it was working or not. Unless you decide to obviously try to tinker with it or fix it, then obviously you start putting more time into it. I'm trying to get somewhere with this. My point is like, I could drive 30 minutes to return that on a day where I usually would not go thrifting. Or I could try to sell it and, try to get my money back that way. I thought maybe I could still try to get 25, 30 bucks, and it just kept not selling. Sent an offer on it for $17 plus shipping just to get my money back. And now, after fees and everything, I'm breaking even on an item that, because it's already in the box, is going to take me, probably honestly for me, 3 minutes to package that, compared to driving 30 minutes to return it. So that's why, I don't know, usually I don't return items to the thrift store. I just sell them as is. And this sale right here is this is like a little wind-up toy or whatever. The train goes around. But the only issue is he's supposed to have like some sort of birdhouse that he's painting in his hand, and it's missing. Otherwise, this would have won for more money. I picked this up at that yard sale where I got those smoke detectors that I sold for like crazy amount of money. It was like $900 or something. But I picked this up for $1, $1 or $2, I believe it was $1, and sold it for $14 plus shipping. New garage heater is working real nice. That thing is kicking. All right, this next sale is actually a Halloween item. And this right here was the biggest reselling fail probably ever. So this is probably going to go down in history as the worst flip ever. And what I mean is I could have sold this for way more money. And I really messed up selling this item. So I picked up a bunch of Halloween masks at a yard sale for like $1 each. I paid $1 for this mask. And when I went to go list this one, I picked this up like this thing's won through like 2 Halloweens. And when I went to go list it, this mask was consecutively selling between $80 and like $110 plus shipping. And I went ahead and priced mine high, hoping that the other cheaper masks for like 80 bucks around Halloween, I was hoping that they were going to sell faster, and then I'd be able to get like 100 for mine. So I priced mine high, and it just didn't sell. And after that Halloween passed, I noticed that a bunch of these came up on the market, and the market really came down on these. I think this past Halloween, people were consecutively selling this mask around $35, maybe $40. They were lucky, and I'm like, that is crazy that this was selling for double that just the Halloween prior, or at least up until the Halloween before that. And I sent on offers on this for $30 before Halloween, and I still couldn't get this thing to sell. Finally sold this mask $21 plus shipping. That is just insane. And I could have sold this for like 70, 80 bucks when I originally picked it up. You got to price stuff right when you first pick it up, because you could lose your opportunity. Not saying that some things could go up in price. So you could check the market and see if they gone up. I've heard people say, "Oh yeah, I look at the market and see if I should raise the price of my listings." I don't like doing that, because then you're kind of you're spending time worrying about, how much more money you can squeeze out of your old listings rather than just putting new listings up. So I don't know. But that is insane that I ended up only selling that for $21, and it was literally selling around close to $100. I mean, pretty consecutively when I picked that up. The last sale I got going out is this huge car display. I picked up 2 of these at the Warrensburg largest garage sale. The first one sold very quickly. I don't remember what that sold for, like 130 bucks or something like that. Made some really good profit on that one. This one, the buyer paid $130. No, excuse me. $140 for the item itself, plus another $100 or $101 in shipping, which really sucks because that's a lot of fees. There's a lot of fees on this. I think it was like $32 in fees. I'm only going to be profiting $68 unless I can save a little bit of money on the shipping. But we are going to package the heck out of this thing. Took me about 5 minutes to list. I imagine this is probably going to take me a solid 20 minutes to pack. I'm already 15 minutes into the process, and I had to resize both these boxes. They're the same box. I resized them so that the width will be big enough for the car, but the length is not good enough. So I'm just knocking out that wall and then doing the same thing with this one. And the plan is to put the car inside this and then put that box inside that one. I made this one about, I want to say like a ½ inch smaller than that one, so it'll fit as far as width. All right, got this one put in this box. I'm just gonna go ahead and slide this into here. And then just like that. Just kind of compress it together and then just try to get the dimensions a little bit lower. It looks kind of ghetto so far, but this is gonna be like a nice double box. I'm gonna pull this flap up on this side, and then I'm probably just gonna, I was gonna try to cut it down, but I think I'm just gonna close it up. Just got done packaging it. Not the best looking, but double box. It is 11 o'clock. I started at 10:35, so 25 minutes, a little bit longer than I thought, by 5 more minutes. But 25 minutes to package that. And I gotta hurry up because I got a local pickup. Not good. I put the weight and dimensions in. The buyer paid $103.99, and it's gonna cost me $104.70. So I'm losing 71 cents. Sweating from that pack, not gonna lie. But for anyone that was curious how much money I made on that, after losing 71 cents on that, probably $2 in bubble wrap conservatively. I used a bunch of tape. It was double boxed very well, so I'm definitely not worried about it getting in there safely. But after fees and everything, I'm only making $64, but 25 minutes to pack, 5 minutes to list, 30 minutes of work to make $64. You multiply that by 2, that is what, like $128. So to be honest, like, I've really changed my mind a lot over the years, where it's like, I think it's definitely worth picking this up, but obviously this is it's a huge hassle, so that's why I felt pretty comfortable paying $40 each. I originally offered them $50 each. I think I would have been fine at that too, but they didn't take my offer the first time. I gotta hurry up and get out of here. I do want to quickly talk about those 2 sales. I got like 1 minute I could spare. So the 2 sales that I had off Facebook Marketplace, one I actually had yesterday. I sold that Frederick Remington Wounded Bunkie sculpture, I believe is what it was called. Last sold on eBay was like $450. I decided to cross list and list a few items on Facebook Marketplace, only including a few pictures, and it paid out really good yesterday. I listed that one up on eBay. I had a collector of Frederick Remington message me, and we met up with them. Met up with a guy yesterday. Sold it for $400 cash on Facebook Marketplace. So best sale I've had in a very long time on Facebook Marketplace. And then the second sale was actually this morning, right after I dropped the kids off at school. I sold a blow mold, a Santa blow mold. Had a little bit of damage to it. The nose was missing. But sold that blow mold for, what was it, $80 cash. And I believe I picked it up at a yard sale for $5. So maybe it was $5 or $15. I believe it was one of those. It might have even been $20. But sold it for $80 cash. So very happy with that. So I'm on my way to go do a Facebook Marketplace buy. I did some sourcing this morning on Facebook Marketplace. I'm trying to make it a thing where I start sourcing every morning on Facebook because I've been finding some really good deals. Found some really good deals this morning. A few of the people haven't gotten back to me yet, but I did lock in one deal. So right now I'm on my way to go pick up some New York Giants little snow globe ornaments. We agreed on a price of $120 for the ornaments after going back and forth a little bit, and then they were nice enough to actually meet me a little bit closer to me, so only driving 30 minutes one way to pick up these ornaments. But there was a huge issue. The buyer reached out to me and said that there were some issues with some of the ornaments, so they agreed to drop the price down to $50, which I felt very comfortable at that price. And after we pick this stuff up, or after we pick up these ornaments, I'll bring them home and I'll show you the ornaments and what I think I'll be able to get for them. So I just got back to the house a little bit ago. I had to finish packing up those electronics. I got shipping labels on. Those are put away in the car. I'm getting ready to leave here in a few minutes so I can deal with a shipping label issue. I'm going to go to the post office and see if they can figure that out. If not, then worst comes to serve, I'll reach out to the buyer for that item. So here are the Danbury Mint New York Giants ornaments right here. So like I said, there was a set that sold with, probably shouldn't be doing this with one hand, but there was a set that sold as, they listed it as and sold it as complete, but this is all that it had. It just had the 12 in the bottom. I don't even know if they had these, but maybe had this, but obviously they're clearly missing the whole other 12. So, but here was the issue with this set right here. Here's an example right here. They reached out and said that all the glitter was sticking to the inside, which I don't think is like a super big deal because it's not all sticking. I'm going to disclose all that obviously in the description. I'm curious if there's a way to get the little snowflakes or whatever like unstuck from the inside of the globe, maybe like apply heat or something. I have no idea, but maybe there's a way. But worst comes to serve, I'll probably just sell it as is. Listen to the thing. Because that was one of the factors, we did agree on $50. I offered to pay her $60. She refused. She did not. She didn't want me to pay any more, so I ended up paying $50. But the major was 2 of the snow globes are very discolored. This one is like black. You can't even see what's in it. And there was another one that's discolored. This one's a little bit discolored. I'm not sure if it was this one. No, not that one. This one's got some discoloration to it right there. As far as what I think I can get for these, there was a set of 12 that sold for, it was a best offer from $200, so I'm not sure exactly what it sold for, but just shy of $200 is what that set sold for. So even with the issues that this has, I think I'm going to auction it off. And since I only got 50 into it, I'm thinking about starting the auction at $200, possibly $300, and just see if I get any bites. And if I don't get any bites, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch it to buy it now. The next day here, I do just want to say, I always put a box on top of my photo booth because I just don't like stuff getting inside there. Next day, I only got one sale going out today. I sold a Michael Kors purse. Maybe it should be in this one. Is that it? Nope, that's Kate Spade. Alright, give me a second. Yep, that's the bag right there. Sometimes I like to put purses inside of like these bags just to separate the different leather, because I've had bags get stuck together before. I don't know if it's just like a heat thing, but obviously that's terrible if that happens. But this Michael Kors bag right here sold with a matching wallet. Should be in there. Yeah, a little wallet there. That's the only sale I got going on today. I picked this up for $5, so I'm assuming since I only paid $5 for it, I'm assuming this came from a yard sale. No offense to any flea market vendors, but what was that? 3 pennies short of $42? Yeah, $42 plus shipping. And I am getting ready to do a local buy here soon, but I got 15 minutes to spare. It is clearly not going to take me 15 minutes to package that purse. So I'm going to go ahead and package up this item because it already has a bid on it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this package pre-packed right now. What is that? I just sold this cat thing for like $40 plus shipping. Boxed it up really well. And I literally just used my last shipping label to do it. So go ahead and swap out the roll. And I just want to show you guys like how simple it is to change this thing out. Okay, let me turn that off. We're done with shipping today. These are pretty decent sales going out today. A couple small ones. I sold those candles that I picked up with the kids the other day at that little rummage sale. Sold that for $30 plus shipping. What am I looking for? Put that back. And the reason why I like this, especially if you have kids, I've seen like people with the Rolo one, where like it's got a stack of your shipping labels outside. I don't like that because I got kids and I feel like that's just gonna end up getting all over the place. So all you do is just take this out like so, and then it kind of just plops apart. And what I like to do is just take off this, throw that in the garbage, and then slide on the next one, and then you just want to kind of line that up so that way it looks like that. And all you do is just slide it right back in there. Slide it right back in there. Those little grooves, and then you just take off the little tape. I love this printer. I really love it. I've shipped out thousands of items to this printer. Had never had an issue. And you just go ahead and feed that right through there. And just close it up. And that's, yep. And that's good to go. And I love how everything's just in compact. It's nice and compact. Everything's inside. And on the outside, I love this thing. This is the Brother QL-1110NWB. Love it. And now I'm ready to ship out again Monday. That's going to do it for today, for Saturday. I might be going to an indoor flea market tomorrow, but otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as that for the weekend. Pretty awesome flea market here at the Clifton Park Mall. I would definitely come check it out. Definitely was pretty cool. I'm getting ready to leave right here, and on the way home, I'm actually going to be doing a Facebook Marketplace buy. All that stuff's sitting over there. All right, so I woke up at 3:30 a.m. Monday morning to get a bunch of listings done from stuff that I picked up. I did not record anything else on Monday. We'll jump to Tuesday. Had a lot going on, multiple things going on, multiple buys that have been very good. That video will come out, those videos will come out soon, and then I also went to a flea market. That was very good. That video will be coming out soon. To be honest, I haven't been as focused on YouTube, mainly because my main stream of income is eBay and reselling. I noticed that views and the whole YouTube AdSense thing has kind of gone down a lot. And as much as I love being on YouTube and making videos, it is very time-consuming editing and making videos. So, you know, I was never, honestly, like, really, that was never my main priority, was YouTube or any of that. It's always been reselling. That's what I really enjoy. I really love being on YouTube as well. But I love this way more. I love reselling way more. But I figured we kind of transition and talk a little bit more about why I pick up large items like this and why I sell large items like this, how I ship them, etc. I know that some people were like, oh, the veteran shipper, I don't want to watch your shipping stuff. I just want to watch you go to yard sales and watch what you pick up. And I've gotten comments like that plenty of times. But the fact of the matter is there are people that are very interested in knowing how I'm going to ship this. I got a huge item over there that sold. I had a few huge items that sold. last week, the week before, and etc. And why I picked the stuff up, why I deal with shipping it, and I'm going to show you exactly why. Got a box for my big sign right here. So it's been a little bit since I talked about shipping metal tin signs. I don't use any packaging or padding for signs like this. You can do that out of precaution. Bubble wrap is not going to do anything different for this sign. I mean, yeah, maybe you think you're going to get scratches, but really the whole point of the box is to prevent the scratches. Yeah, and any further damage like that. But really, the way that I do it, and this is how I've always done it and never had any issues, is I literally just take cardboard, put it on one side, put cardboard on the other side, and then I just tape it together. And that's literally it, because you want this thing to be thin as possible, especially because the dimensions of this sign are so huge. If I think whatever this is, it's like 45 by like 35 or something inches. Because of those dimensions, the wider you get the width, it's going to drastically change the price. I'll show you that later on the computer. But right now, I think I ended up charging 2 inches on this sign. So it's 45 by 35 by 2 inches is what I put in for the dimensions. And then usually on something like this, when I factor in the box, I think I usually would charge probably about 3-4 pounds extra on top of the weight of the sign, if that makes any sense. So the reason why I ended up going 2 inches instead of 1, because 1 inch, it would have saved the buyer a little bit more money, and I think this thing would have sold faster. And that's what I always try to talk about when it comes to selling large items. Got another large item going out too after this. I picked this up at the Warrensburg largest garage sale for $85 and took a best offer. Sold this for $200 plus shipping. And I think it took a little bit longer to sell, mainly because I had to charge 2 inch because of this rim that goes all around the sign. Otherwise, I would have put it at 1 inch. So I'm going to show you how we're going to pack this up. I'm literally just going to cut out this cardboard on this side, and I'm going to cut it on this side, and then we're just going to sandwich it together. So I'd like to show you guys when I started packing. So it's 10 o'clock. Let's see how long this takes to pack. You just want to say that I keep having to take time to set up the camera and record. I swear, it really doesn't take that long to pack stuff like this. I really wanted to go for a world record. I could probably pack this thing in like 5 minutes. Practice. Okay. Let me cut this out like so. You don't even need one box. Like you can, if you don't have a box big enough, just use 2 boxes. Just pull the box apart and then put a big piece on one side and put a big piece on the other. But I get a huge variety of boxes for free from the Dollar General, and the manager at the Dollar General near me, she's very nice, and she never gives me any issues. And I love, because now that I live in upstate New York, I always get worried about there being snow and stuff on the boxes, or rain. That was what I used to worry about in New Jersey, and I don't have to worry about that anymore because she keeps all the boxes inside. Same thing, get rid of that side. Here we go. That. Junk. Take that, drop that on that flop there, and then just put this one right over. That's it. And now all we got to do is literally just tape it shut. Good, good, good. I'm gonna put it right on there like so. Like that. Fold it over. Like that. We're gonna do that around all the sides. And that's good to go. All right, that's done right there. So, like I said, it was pretty much shipping it flat. And I think there's a few parts that kind of stick up a little bit. Otherwise, it probably would have been an inch. Because if you look at this side, I don't know if you can see, look how thin that is. That right there is definitely under an inch. Right there. See, well under an inch. But I always try to factor in the size. Who knows? Maybe I go to ship this. Maybe I might get a refund on the shipping. They do that. This side right here, it's close. This side right here is maybe possibly just over an inch. So I don't want to risk it. Yeah, like right there. It's almost a tiny bit over an inch. So I think I'm gonna plug in 2 inches whenever I go to ship this. The time it took to finish packing was 10:14. I was actually done like a minute ago, but I forgot to show you. Yeah, it actually took like 13-14 minutes to pack that sign up. We'll go throw it on the scale, put in the dimensions, and see what the damage is. It's coming to 6.7 pounds for the sign, and what I charged, so round up, call it 7 pounds. And what I charged was 8 pounds. And the dimensions 46, 31, and 2. And that's exactly the dimensions for this box right here. So right on the money so far. Buyer paid $50.93, and that is what it should cost me right there for UPS ground. We can check FedEx, see if it's any better. Let's see. FedEx ground economy, $44. Not bad. Okay. $44, November 20 to 28. 19 to 24. 19 to 24. 1924. Okay, UPS is a lot faster. Yeah, FedEx home delivery 61. So, yeah, FedEx would have been better, but you know, I'm sure the buyer probably wants to get this sign. So we're gonna go ahead and stick to UPS ground. And click purchase on that. And I'm going to skip that. I don't usually add extra insurance for especially stuff like that. And I got to get this desk cleaned up because even though I love seeing the stuff that the kids made for me, this stuff looks like crap. After shipping fees and everything, I'm making $80.66. And then probably realistically, it was like 50 cents in tape. I probably won't even say that. Maybe 50 cents. 50 cents in tape being conservative. So I made $80. Profit after 14 minutes shipping and 5 minutes listing, so 19 minutes of work. So that's why I do stuff like that. And then I also got this large item going out. I don't think I'm making as much on this one. This is that big fireball display. I picked up that and 2 beer or Margaritaville surfboard signs. I also thought I'd just point out, because I don't show everything that sells, but this helmet behind me also sold for $40 plus shipping, and I paid $2 for it at a yard sale. Already sold the signs, made some decent profit on those, and then the fireball display, that finally sold for $140 plus shipping, and I already pre-packed it, so the dimensions and everything are already in the computer. Let's print that label out for the fireball machine right there. That's it right there, pre-packaged. It's not the prettiest pack, but it's a mold, so it's already pretty tough in itself. You don't need a whole lot of packaging to pack something like this. It's already pretty solid in itself. Like I said, it's not the prettiest pack, but it is still packaged well. There's cardboard scrap going around this thing on the inside of the box as well. But like I said, not the prettiest pack, but really, I remember I recorded this, and I think it was probably about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to pack. Being extremely conservative on this fireball display right here, maybe I used $1 in tape, and then $2 in bubble wrap. After fees, shipping, and everything, I'm also making $80 and $80 to $80.88 profit on this display right here for 25 to 30 minutes of work. So that's why I sell large signs. I got 2 more orders that I got to package up, and then we're going to go ahead and close this video out. Second to last sale that I got going out is this grabber Halloween thing. I picked this up at the flea market for $25. I thought for sure I'd sell this thing for at least $75, $80, maybe even $100. I bought it about a little over a year ago, right before that Halloween. It did not sell. Dropped the price this past Halloween. I had it listed super cheap. Still was not getting any interest. I had one person that said he was interested in it, and I told him that I would sell it for $30 plus shipping, just so I can get my money back. So that's what I did. Sold it $30 plus shipping, about breaking even on it. I would rather just get the money back, maybe find Christmas related stuff that I could try to sell before this Christmas, or try to just find, you know, awesome collectibles or just other things that I can hopefully flip and make profit. But I am not trying to wait till next Halloween to try to sell that thing for 40, 50 bucks. This last sale right here is this turkey plate right here. I don't even know who made this thing. It's a Brook Park. So this Brook Park plate right here, not worth a whole lot. I thought I'd be able to get 30 bucks for this thing. I bought this like a little over 2 years ago or something. I think maybe even right before I got on YouTube. And at that same yard sale that I got this, I got a Brother Fax 575 fax machine. Talk about all the time. I picked up that fax machine at a yard sale for like $2. Sold it for $50 within like 2 hours. And I also picked up this plate right here. Paid $2 for the plate. Finally sold it after a couple Thanksgivings, and it finally sold for $15 plus shipping, which was the lowest I was going to try to sell this for. And I told Sabrina if this did not sell, I was going to keep it. And unfortunately, it sold. I'm gonna get that plate packaged up and get this stuff shipped out. I gotta go pick up Isabella in a little bit. You're gonna see an electronic video coming out soon. But as far as this video goes, that's going to do it. If you got anything from the video, please consider smashing the like button. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. The Veteran Flipper out. Peace.